G'day guys, my name is Lord Tom and welcome again to another Sonic the Hedgehog toy item collectible review. As you already know, I'm Lord Tom, we have the Bluester here, good old Sonic the Hedgehog. First and foremost, I do want to apologise as I normally do a review every week. Things just happen, life kicked me in the nards, and long story short, just trying to get things, sorted out in life. I am back, which is awesome, so let's get straight into the review because I'm sure you don't want to know about my life story. So here's the Sonic the Hedgehog Tigher game from Italy. Game-ish review kind of thing. Now this one is pretty interesting in the sense that for those who may or may not know, Tigher, the actual corporation here, basically we're a mass manufacturer of games from certain IPs like Mario, Sonic of course. They did Street of Rage, I do believe. They also did some other Sega games like Golden Axe, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty much they did just a massive amount of basic sort of game concepts in a very, I guess, portable way. In a way to kind of counter the Game Boy, but in a way not to counter the Game Boy because the Game Boy was pretty advanced at its time. This one was just your simple run-of-the-mill sort of game where you just buy it, away you go, and just very basic in that sense. Of course, being a Sonic collector, obviously purchased this because it's, well, Sonic. That's pretty much it, really. Nothing too special about it. Other than that, Tigher's just basically ceased operations as far as I'm aware. They may still be doing things, I'm not 100% sure, but in the interim I'm guessing they've just pretty much postponed their business or pretty much went into bankruptcy. I'm not 100% sure. So as per the norm, let's more or less discuss the actual packaging and possibly the actual game inside, which may or may not actually come out. I'll explain that a little later. Already, for those who are pretty I guess retro in the Sonic universe, or those who know their Sonic, I guess, trivia to the most part, this does kind of have a homogeneous effect to the good old Sonic the Hedgehog Genesis or Mega Drive, depending on which era you're from, sort of packaging, in the sense that it kind of has the black and checkedy sort of feel to it, which is pretty nice, it wasn't needed, but it does give it a nice overall view. It does pretty much suffer from your standard 90s sort of merchandise in the sense that you just have a whole bunch of just Sonic images pretty much thrown into it, and away you go. It's all promotion that you needed back then. Nowadays it's more or less flashy and that sort of stuff, but hey, to each their own, right? At the very top you have, of course, whatever this is, which says, well, it's in the whole thing is in Italian, so I have absolutely no idea what it says. Let's just stick with the final. Electronics, we know that. Sonic the Hedgehog, we know that. Video Gikoko, I'm guessing that says video console, maybe? I don't know. You have a picture of good old Sonic the Hedgehog here. You have the retro aspect of Tigher. For those who want to read up on it, you can probably do Google, Wikipedia, Tigher game consoles or game devices, whatever you want to call it. They've made hundreds upon hundreds of these sort of stuff. There's a whole bunch of other stuff in Italian. Guys, if you know Italian, please leave a comment and translate this as best you can, because I obviously don't know. I just know English and Spanish. Congratulations to me. And you just have the good old Sonic the Hedgehog. The thing that really bothers me about the actual initial packaging, of course, is the fact that Sonic is just running across and it's kind of just doesn't really blend in. If they kind of blended it in, awesome. But since they didn't, it bothers me a lot. Actually, on the other side, Sonic the Hedgehog video game console, and the other side a video game console, and at the bottom absolutely nothing. The back is probably by far one of the most interesting features of the actual packaging themselves. For those interested, it just kind of gives you a general, I guess, little thing on how it's meant to more or less work. You just have, it's pretty much Sonic jumping around, scoreboard in the top left hand corner, his lives on the top right, and just him defeating a bunch of badniks. Of course, I can't read you out what it is. There are a whole bunch of badniks over there. You have the caterpillar, you have the crab here, you have the chomper, I'm pretty sure it's chomper, and you have whatever, Spike. I'm sure this is Spike, and this is crab meat. Sweet, for those of you who know. I would have preferred if they made more of the enemies. Now this is the actual game itself. Now, as much as I would love to take it out, and boy have I tried to take it out on either side, the actual packaging itself is designed to be literally ripped apart. As in, if you were to open this up, which I will show you, because it's not the fact that I'm scared of opening up a package, it's just literally, I was like, what? You're telling me you can't take it out? You cannot slide this out. This cardboard and everything else is like literally stuck onto it. Which means, if I try to take this out to show anybody, I would absolutely decimate this whole packaging itself. And yeah, I do not want to do that. The packaging itself is probably by far the most interesting thing of this actual device. I do have the American / Australian version to this, which it to be honest, it's crap compared to the actual packaging that the Italians ones came. This one comes in like cardboard. I like cardboard. The other one comes in like thick plastic where you need scissors to actually cut that open. I will do a later review, but this is the Italian version. So I tried to open it up, and yeah, I can't without destroying the whole box. I may do an update review if I get a single cartridge by itself, but until then, until then I can't really say. Pretty much the game cartridge just looks like that. The actual back is the same shape. The only difference is it's all white, and just at the very bottom is like a little battery compartment in which you can actually put batteries in, and away you go. As you can probably see from the insides, hopefully that's a good thing. You just have the actual like little plasticky thing holds the like a little image retention, basically implying that that's what the images you're going to look. You have your standard electronics there. You got Sonic the Hedgehog, same pictures, good old Sonic and good old Sonic, you know, giving his just those buttons, which is obviously jump up, down, left, right, and the button which is Super Sonic Spin, which is pretty cool. To be honest, I actually wanted to take this out and mess around with it, but unfortunately it would absolutely destroy the box. I hate that when they do that with that packaging. Personally, I would like to open up my stuff, but you know, you can't always, you know. But that's pretty much the actual packaging itself. It's a pretty nice display piece if you put it just on the shelf, which that's what I do. I have a few mates who come around, just pick it up and go, oh, what's this? I'm just like, hey, here's a little history about this. It was made in the 90s, X, Y, and Z, Tigher, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, that's a little thingy. You know, personally, there are sort of merchandise, granted, that I don't let my friends touch. You know, being the little anxiety sort of characteristics a collector tends to have, but there are obviously the majority of my items, you know, I allow you to pick them up, mess around with it, as you know, obviously within care. You're not going to just, you know, throw it against the wall and burn it, you know, that's just plain stupid. Now, back in the time, it was 33 pounds. It wouldn't be pounds, it would be I don't know what the Italians used back in the day. Pesos? That's Spanish. They use something. Well, it's 33 something. I'm guessing it's whatever they used back in the day before the Euro kicked in and they all became a unified country. Hoorah for that. But for the majority of this, it's just what it is. How much did I pick this up? I actually picked this up for 40 bucks. I thought it was a decent catch simply because A, it's Tigher. There are people who are hectic into collecting Tigher consoles. Surprise, surprise. I was pretty surprised when I did my little research. I'm like, no, Tigher people collect? Wow. It's Sonic, obviously, because it's Sonic, and it's just a nice little collective piece where you can just put on the stand. Mates can just pick them up and say, hey, awesome, like that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. 40 bucks. In terms of rarity, I haven't seen this ever except the first time I bought it. I may not be looking in the correct place. I've tried international websites, all that sort of stuff, still nothing. Look, I'm probably going to have to bump this maybe up to 7 stars out of... actually, no, 6 stars out of 10. The reason behind that is, though the packaging itself is rare, the actual game itself isn't. I've seen the game itself, by itself, open in the American version, left, right, and center, and the game console itself is pretty much, you know, universal across the board. The only difference between this and the American version is that the packaging itself. That's pretty much it. You're not going to go too crazy and hardcore with that sort of stuff. I guess this would rank high in the rarity, provided that the actual wording itself on the console would be in Italian, which it isn't. It's all in English, which is a bummer, to be perfectly honest. But hey, you make do with what you have, right? So 40 bucks. That's how much I got it. If you see it, if you're into this sort of stuff, well, I'll pick it up. If you're not really into the whole Tigher, you know, that it's a nice little pickup if you can get it for cheaper. If you're not into it, it's definitely a pass, I suppose. To each their own. People collect different parts of anything, really. I just tend to collect bits and pieces of Sonic, really. 40 bucks, 6 stars out of 10, and why am I missing something? It was released in Italy back in the 90s. You know, that's pretty much it. But no, guys, tell me what you think. If you have any requests, that sort of stuff. Mind you, please take note that I will be hopefully making a competition very shortly. I'm just grabbing a few more prizes just to whack it in together. So if you guys are looking out for that in terms of my channel, just stay tuned. I do obviously appreciate it. And we'll go from there. So guys, thank you so much for checking out this review, and I will make another one very shortly. I will promise and try to keep tuned to once a week. Anyway guys, thank you so much, and speed on.